All right, guys, here's the deal. Coffee has been lying to you. It promises you energy, but it leaves you jittery, crashing, and wondering why you're staring at your ceiling at midnight. This is where Mudwater comes in. It's a coffee alternative. It's smooth, steady, and packed with all the good stuff. Cacao, chai, lion's mane, chaga, reishi, turmeric, and cinnamon. You want a metaphor? It's like coffee went on a yoga retreat and came back chill and ditched the caffeine chaos. I've been there. Groggy mornings, brain fog, 3 p.m. slumps. But Mudwater flipped the script. It gives you clean energy without the crash. Plus no sugar, no junk. Just clean, natural ingredients, guys, that work. Put a scoop in a cup, mix it around with some water, you're good to go. And here's the deal. My listeners get free shipping, a free rechargeable frother, and I'm going to help you save up to 43%. Head to Mudwater, MUDWTR.com. Use my code Chael, and you can say goodbye to caffeine jitters forever. Because life's too short for bad coffee decisions. And remember, if you don't change something this year, it's not a new year, it's just another year. I want you to have a new year and a better you. Go to Mudwater. Use my promo code. You're welcome. Did Khabib Nurmagomedov get Conor McGregor PTSD and ruin his life? Is that what's happening? And I must tell you, I don't have any problem with a grudge, and I respect and appreciate a grudge that sticks around. That's when it's real. I believe you shake hands when it's done. You do that. You put it. There's a performance. There's a protocol and an etiquette. I believe in that. You don't have to make up. You don't have to feel it in here. You don't have to feel up here. You don't ever have to forgive anybody that took something you wanted or took one of your dreams away or ended up being better at something than somebody else. Envy and jealousy are very real things. I'm just sharing with you, like, I don't have a problem with a person having that. But Conor McGregor has lashed out in ways at Khabib. The juxtaposition here, guys, is, and however hot you want to be. Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, you're going to attack a guy and threaten to bite off his testicles, right? I mean, about as vicious of a line as there's ever been. The test is the things that you said after, and then to measure, were the things that you said after hotter, or were they cooler than the things you said before? And Conor McGregor was very aggressive towards Khabib. Conor McGregor was placed in handcuffs and had to go before a magistrate, right? The bus incident, trespassing and vandalism and assault, and Conor wrote some very big checks behind the scenes that you guys have not heard about to people who were on the bus who got glass in their mouth and eye. Like just so you understand, that was a very big thing. I would still argue, particularly verbally, that even the words Conor McGregor was throwing as he's assaulting and the dolly and the whole incident were not as provocative as the things that he's saying now. I'm not a prude. You guys are aware of that. I'm not a prude. I'm not going to quote what Conor said. I don't speak in these ways. It was that hot. It was so hot that another non-prude, Conor McGregor, deleted some of it many times. Many times he's gone out and a Coke or a booze binge or whatever you call us at 3 a.m, woken up at 8 a.m. and deleted the things that he said. Racial epithets, things about family. You got to be real careful when you deal with culture, by the way. Ethnicity, some of these other things are a little hotter, but when you turn to culture, boy, you're down a notch, I will admit, but not much. It's the next notch down from doing ethnicity. All right. So where does this come from, though? Right? Where does this come from? Khabib, by Khabib's standards. All right? Now, I'm not. If Conor McGregor is R-rated, Khabib is PG. Right? You really can't compare the two. But Khabib hasn't overly let it go. Khabib and some of the statements that he makes now are as hot, even if they're cool compared, but they're as hot now as they were before the fight. Khabib, he's waiting out by Dana's car. Right? That was about as dirty as Khabib ever got. He didn't leave a venue one night. Do you guys remember that thing? He put his hat on the car, and then he ended up having to leave, so he took a picture of his hat on Dana's car to let him know I've been waiting for you and put it on social media. I mean, do you remember that? That's PG. That's fun. That's good family fun right there. Truly is. But Khabib is still irritated by Conor, and he's only irritated because Conor won't seem to let things go. And I'm just asking you why. I'm asking you why while I'm hedging, because my opinion, I don't have a problem with that. It makes it feel sincere. And even if you got the smart mark up in the cheap seats, he still wants to be entertained, right? Like you know that the magician has the ace in his sleeve. You know that. But as long as when he pulls it, you didn't see him pull it, you give him a standing ovation. The entire show becomes, do I see you do the trick? So even if there's a level of entertainment behind this, I'm just wondering where the anger comes from. Because when Khabib sat on the car, or when Conor attacked the bus, at a minimum within theory, we were doing business. Oh, and by the way, Khabib sitting at the car, Conor attacking the bus, were both used for a promotion into a fight that ended up being the single biggest fight of our industry. I don't believe that there's any records. None. I don't believe that there's any records from 5 years plus ago that still stand. It's changing very, very fast. But that one not only stands, it hasn't even been touched. So, if a guy like me wants to sit back and excuse somebody, make an excuse and tell you to pardon Conor McGregor's behavior. He was doing business. I would be within my reasonable bounds to say that. But right now, a hotter Conor, a more aggressive Conor, who's not doing any business. Which is why it lends me back to ask you, why is this happening? I get that it's personal. But was it controversial? No. Was it competitive? Was it like there's some matches you want to get a rematch? Hey, you got to give me a rematch. I did you a favor, scumbag. Now you're going to do one back. Oh, bye. Your number one thing you're going to do is give me a right or an opportunity to whip your ass, which I should have done the first time. Like, there is a level of that gets a push and pull, but that's not what we have here. This was not a close or competitive match. This isn't like we're sitting around the world going, man, what would happen if they did it again? Well, that was an early stoppage, and it was a real back and forth up until then. There was none of those things. So, does it come from a PTSD? Is there something that bothers them and haunts them? And many guys will have that, but it's for their last one. Conor had a number of fights since then. He had a number of experiences since then, but that's the one. It's to the point he's taken on his own countrymen now. I mean, no one's safe. Anyone in this path. Why? Am I a mark? Is it just a performance? I'm open to that. But I've never seen a performance from Conor, because Khabib's not playing, but Conor might be. But I've never seen Conor play before when there wasn't a payoff. There was no chance of those two touching each other in a competitive one-on-one situation. They will not so much as play horseshoes against each other in this lifetime. So what's it all for? Unless there's some post-traumatic stress that is left over, and it seems like is ruining Conor's life.